Welcome back to Press Review. Let's start by taking a look at today's front pages in the Middle East. Israel's Jerusalem Post leads its front page reporting that US Secretary of State John Kerry is to meet Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Amman today, hours after Abbas dismissed Kerry's framework document. It also reports that the White House continues its criticism of Saudi Arabia for denying the Jerusalem Post's Washington bureau chief access to the US President Barack Obama during his trip to the country this week. From Saudi Arabia, the Arab News leads its front page reporting that Saudi Arabia sought to draw the world's attention on the worsening crisis in Syria, saying the 3-year-old civil war had reached catastrophic levels. The paper also reports that China has demanded that Malaysia turn over the satellite data used to conclude that the jetliner had crashed. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads reporting that Syria's opposition called for sophisticated arms at an Arab summit in Kuwait yesterday, while UN peace envoy Lakhdar Brahimi insisted on the need for a political solution to the crisis, urging an end to the supply of arms to all parties. The paper also reports that the Federal National Council is to discuss the final clauses of the draft law on the compulsory military service for Emiratis in a door-closed session today. Egypt Independent reports that the Mansoura misdemeanor court in Dakhaliya handed 15 members of the Muslim Brotherhood sentences between 1 to 3 years in prison on charges of crowding, calling for overthrowing the regime and possessing weapons. It also reports that US equipment designed to detect black box signals arrived in Australia today as searchers stepped up efforts to find some trace of the Malaysian airliner. Daily Star reports that the principal of a South Lebanon school has been sacked and given a lifelong ban from teaching after a video showing him caning students went viral on the internet. The paper also reports that Air France says a plane carrying 495 passengers and 22 crew was diverted on its way from Shanghai to Paris after Russia announced at short notice that part of its airspace was closed for a military exercise. From Turkey, the Hurriyet Daily News leads reporting that more than 100 armed provocateurs have already been brought to Turkey's capital for the purpose of sabotaging the upcoming elections. The paper also reports that a compensation deal with Israel over the Mavi Marmara raid is likely to be signed after the 30th of March local elections. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East news from UK papers. The Guardian leads its Middle East section reporting that the Kurdish diaspora is returning back to Iraqi Kurdistan to build it into the next Dubai. The paper says that Erbil may be on a path towards becoming a slick, modern business hub, but there is a long way to go. Its residents are hit with daily power cuts and struggle with a shambolic infrastructure. The Telegraph leads reporting that a senior minister in Netanyahu's cabinet has been questioned by police over allegations that he sexually harassed a former female employee 15 years ago, in a case with potential repercussions for Israel's political future. Silvan Shalom has denied the allegations and said they are part of a plot to destroy his political career and derail his bid to become Israel's next president. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East stories in international papers. China's Global Times leads its Middle East section reporting that police officials have said that gunmen believed to be Al-Qaeda affiliates kidnapped 2 Westerners working for the UN office in the Yemeni capital of Sana'a on Tuesday. The 2 UN staff were kidnapped near the presidential palace in Sabin area southeast of Sana'a, the police officials said, on condition of anonymity, adding that they had no idea about their nationality. And finally, Germany's Deutsche Welle leads its Middle East section, reporting that Monday's unexpected verdict of sentencing more than 500 people to death is the latest in a crackdown against Islamist supporters of the nation's former president Mohamed Morsi. The paper says the harsh sentences have already brought sharp criticism from both the US and the EU, who express concern over the ruling. But whether the death sentences will trigger a policy turn has yet to be seen. And for more updates, please visit Levant.tv. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.